Hello and welcome to Lightspeed, where we discuss music and music production related topics. My name is Sunwarper.
And my name is Curtis. This week we are taking a look at the sideline of music, not directly dealing with music itself, but we're actually having a look at artwork and different ways that we can create our artwork, different ways in which we can make it entertaining and eye-catching for those, so they might want to check out our tune.
Yeah, so we have a few different options we're going to show, starting with Curtis, who is big on using Photoshop, and then we want to show a couple more budget-friendly options using phone apps, which is what I do most times until I just send it to Curtis and go, make it look pretty.
It's the way forward. But that's why teamwork makes the dream work.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Year two of Audionautic's motto.
Coming soon to a t-shirt near you.
There we go.
I'm big on Photoshop. I love a bit of Photoshop. Specifically collages, and that's kind of what I do. You can do big collages or you can do small collages, but ultimately it's about cutting photos out and then putting them and arranging them in a certain place. All right, so we're going to take a look at this. I'm just going to share my screen, and we're going to have a look at this. This is the artwork that we created for our last compilation, Hope. So this is the artwork that we made. Now, obviously, our sky doesn't look quite like this. This is actually a composite of quite a few different photos all blended together with different ways. I'm not going to go too in-depth for now. We're going to focus on just kind of the concept and then how to cut out photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there. All right. So, as you can see, let's take a look. The easiest way to kind of highlight this is this beach area here. And if I take this beach area here and then move it, as you can see, the back doesn't exist. And what you can see is, you can see our logo, which is over here, but you can see where I've actually just painted in some stuff because it's blurry, that kind of thing here. And the way I did this, let's put that back so I don't lose that. The way I did this is with Pexels. This wonderful website that we have here is called Pexels. It's completely free online. We also have Unsplash over here, which is just another one. Unsplash and Pexels, they're both good, that kind of thing. And you just type in something and it gives you completely royalty-free photos, completely in what you want to do.
They also have videos and different orientations of photos. So if you need video for promos or artwork for posters, pictures, etc., like you can find it all on there. It's a really good tool.
Yeah, it is. It's a great tool. It's fantastic. And literally you can find anything. Like, for example, here is space, but here I've just typed in green, for example, and it just gives me stuff in green.
Yeah.
It's like, it's as versatile as you want it to be. That's actually a really nice photo. I like that.
Yeah,
one.
that's cool.
Anyway, so as you can see,
but I should add the caveat. I think they're all supposed to be royalty free, but when you check, like when you click a photo, it'll show the uses that are permitted. And if photo or video, it shows the uses that are permitted, like what the copyright actually is, because some have Creative Commons and things like that. So it's just something to keep in mind. Just be careful, double check.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, they're two really good resources that I use. You grab your photo, whatever it is. I just happen to have this Sphinx with the kind of spacey background. And I mean, you could quite simply in Photoshop just go to your text button on this left-hand side and type in something cool like new art, for example, and then away to go, and that to me
You're done.
It's done, that kind of thing. But I like to do collages, and you can make them you don't have to always make them as big and as complicated as this. You can quite simply just cut something out and then just kind of move things around with the borders and stuff like that to kind of make it look a bit different. Right now, the best thing to do for this is this tool down here on this left-hand side. And you can either use your mouse. You can use your mouse. I have a pen. I just have a pen because it's just a bit more detailed. And all you need to do is just cut out what you need. Just do a rough cut like this. Just connect the dots up. And then all you need to do is make selection. And then, so you've just cut around your thing. Copy. And then, there we go. Copy, paste, and before you know it, take off that one, and look, you've got a really rough cut. There's your artwork right there. There you go.
There's your artwork. I love the background on the top. It's so artsy.
It's so nice, isn't it? It's so stimulating. Anyway, so obviously that's just a rough cut, but
So
you
then
can
from there, so what you would do is you take other chopped bits and put them together till you get something you like. Like for Hope, you have all those different photos. Like I think all the layers, there's tons of them, right? In Hope.
yeah. So as you can see here, so on the Hope compilation,
Yeah.
if we just start taking out stuff, if we have a look at just the sky itself, 1, 2, there's like 1, 2, 3. You know, it keeps going on. There's a 4, 5. You know, there's 5 plus that small little nebula at the back.
Yeah.
There's quite a few that I've put, and it took me quite a while to do. But I mean, it's fun, you know, and so
it looks worth it.
Yeah, it does, yeah. The idea is, I suppose, you keep blending these things together. I always find that adding more. It's the same as my music production. If there's a problem, just add more until it's not like anything else. You know?
I'm not gonna go into that.
So I just keep. Oh, that's obviously one I didn't use in the end. But yeah, so as in arranging these photos together to make something new and something like that. It doesn't have, like I say, it doesn't have to be that kind of complicated. You can just cut 2 or 3 things together, put a name on, and you're fine. A lot of like hip hop and stuff, that's kind of what you do. It's a little bit more. It is a little bit harsher. It's a little bit more kind of loose, so to speak. Depends on the style you want to go for, and the fun of it is kind of like developing your own style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many ways to approach artwork. We just want to give some options of how you can do it. So this is a paid service. I think Photoshop is a yearly subscription.
It's technically monthly, but okay. I mean, it depends on whether you want to pay for a year or 2 years. Depends on how much it is per month.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
Obviously, with Audionautic, you know, After Effects, Premiere Pro, all that stuff, I have the suite because it makes sense, you know, because we do all this stuff ourselves.
So that brings us on to some more budget-friendly options. For me, before I started having Curtis do some of my work, and even now I still do it, I use a few different phone apps. So the one I've been using lately, and it is a paid one, I think it's like $7 a month or something, is this Bazaaart. So it's really cool because it can do a lot of things that Curtis just showed on Photoshop. Like you can put different layers, you can chop things up. I really like it for the just ease of use on the phone. You know, you just throw things on, you can move it. The only thing I don't like, at least to my knowledge, is it doesn't show the grid when you're like making a photo smaller or cutting it or things like that, which is kind of a big deal. So the next option is Afterlight, and this is more just for editing photos and adding filters, effects, light leaks, dust, whatever you want to do, film grain, things like that. It doesn't really do a lot of chopping and, you know, editing. You can do double exposures and things like that, but this is more like if you have a photo or 2 photos and you want to just edit it to make it look cool, then you can throw a text on it for your artwork name. Which, on that note, there's Fonto, which is another phone app. So this is, for the longest time, I would just do Afterlight for the photo, Fonto for the text. All it does, there's some filters you can throw on and stuff, but I just use it, throw some text on. It's got tons of different fonts. It's really cool to explore. And then there's just one other bonus thing I want to talk about, which is Canva. This is it's an app and a desktop, which is really cool because you can switch between it. So you could start making it on your phone, hop on your desktop and finish it there, or start on your desktop, finish on your phone, and you can export it. You always have it on their cloud as long as you're logged in. But what's great about this is it's not just for photos. You can do video editing. They have animations you can add. You can do all sorts of things with it. So not just for album artwork, but if you're looking for something to do promo in general, this is the way to go, like for a free option.
And completely. And I feel like the key to this kind of whole thing is to kind of think about what you like and kind of develop a style. I mean, there's some wonderful creations in the community where you can kind of see the artwork and know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
And I think the key to artwork, if you're going to do it yourself, you can, like Billows did the other week for his new EP. You know, you can just export it or outsource it, to things like Fiverr or Upwork and get it done for you if you want. Mm-hmm. And they you know, that's what I did for Ebbs, and Solos. Yeah. But if you want to do it yourself, these are tools that you can use to do it yourself and kind of begin to kind of carve out your own kind of style for what you want to achieve.
So these are just some options that we use and know about, but if you use something different, we'd love to hear it in the comments and check it out. And if you want us to go more in depth with some of those phone apps, we'll be happy to. Just let us know in the comments and we'll do another Lightspeed on it.
Yeah, and same goes for things like Photoshop. If you want us to go a bit deeper on what you can do with Photoshop, let us know. Well, thank you very much for tuning in this very short and sweet Lightspeed. If you found it useful, let us know in the comments below. We are supported by our patrons on Patreon. Thank you guys ever so much for the stuff that you do. And if you wanted to support us yourself, feel free to go over there. Subscriptions start at as little as $2 per month. You get extra early access to our things, to our content. You get little sneaky bits. There are some bloopers, news before anyone else gets it, that kind of thing. A little bit of a peek under the hood, so to speak.
Yeah, we also have an exclusive podcast with our friend Eon Lake called Starstream. It's a much longer form conversational podcast where we talk about gear, tech, things we're up to. It's a lot of fun, and we have other patrons on as guests often. If you want to check it out, just head over to patreon.com/audionautic, and a special shout out to our Audionautic Engineer, McKinleyA.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.